live on this channel, bro. But we got some rumor news to talk about. The Chicago Bulls are rumored to be interested in DeAndre Ayton. Me and Steve are gonna break it all down. First, we gotta play that intro though. If I can find it, there it goes.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bulls Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bulls news and content.
All right, Steve-O. So two things happened today. And I knew that once the DeAndre Ayton thing came, they were going to try to leak it. So first up, we got that the Bulls are not necessarily against breaking up this roster to reconstruct it around Zach LaVine, making him the number one option. A few hours later, came out that the Suns are going to try to do everything that they basically can to move away from DeAndre Ayton this offseason, which they should. They didn't even want to sign him to that deal. But of course, that's linked the two together now. Bleacher Report being the first to report that the Bulls are linked to DeAndre Ayton. Steve-O, how you feel about the Bulls' reported interest in DeAndre Ayton?
I know somebody better be lying to me. I know we did not just sit here and watch this playoffs, watch this whole season. Forget all that. The last since he been drafted, we've been watching this man since what college he go to? I forget what college he
Arizona?
go to. Arizona. We've been watching to the little problem he had there all the way to the league. Hey man, dude ain't got it. He ain't got it. He's 7'1" or nothing. He ain't got it. I don't want him. They just this playoff just strictly proved why we didn't want him. I've been telling you, Vooch is 10 years. I don't give a damn how old Vooch is. He still worked that mug.
Vooch is a better player than DeAndre Ayton, period. But even more
Simple.
so than that, I could kind of understand if the Bulls wanted to reset their timeline and go after a younger center that kind of, maybe even was a little bit worse than Vooch. But DeAndre Ayton, to me, and this is my biggest issue. I don't think DeAndre Ayton's a horrible basketball player. Now, in playoff time, he is horrible. But through the regular season, he's a serviceable big man. He averages a double-double for his career. There's something to be said for that. But the fact of the matter is this. DeAndre Ayton is just as passable as P. Will. We already trying to work one player out of that. We don't need to be trying to work two out of it. Secondly, you need a high-level point guard to really keep DeAndre Ayton engaged in the game. We ain't got to. DeAndre Ayton is Lurch from the Addams family. He can get shit done, but you got to lay it out exactly for him. We ain't got time for that. Not at $33 million per year. It'd be different. Yes, he's 24 years old. He's only 1 year older than Kobe White. We saw Kobe improve his game hugely. Could DeAndre Ayton still improve? Yes, but the difference is we're not about to pay Kobe White $33 million to hope he can improve. It's too much, bro. It's too much.
And that's the thing with players like him coming in this league. If you're gonna be typically towards the typical center, traditional big, you need a really good point guard, and that's just something we don't got. I like you said, bro. Like I can pretty much tell he grew up. His favorite cartoon was Dora the Explorer because he needed the map. He needed the map. You like you said, you gotta lay it all the way out. He needed the syllabus twice in school. He did. I'm sorry. Like
That's wow.
that just is what it is. I don't. Me personally, I have a big problem with big athletic dudes that just not aggressive. Like that don't even fit. Like that just don't make sense. It's like you just a koala bear out there.
Yeah.
It's
And
just
here's
like,
the thing.
yeah.
Like I said, honestly, like, is there some coach that magically could be the DeAndre Ayton whisperer? Yeah, but that's not Billy Donovan. We don't
Hell
want
no.
it here. But it does seem like Indiana. Keep in mind, Indiana's technically the one that gave him that contract. He couldn't be
Mm-hmm.
traded back to them during this season. But once the offseason and the calendar switches, technically on the season for the NBA, he can be traded back to Indiana. I think when you look at if they still have that interest in him, like them swapping Miles Turner for DeAndre Ayton would be huge for the Phoenix Suns.
Definitely
I don't want him.
defensively wise.
I don't want him. Don't no. I'm sorry. And listen, and let's talk about the ins and outs of it, right? Let's talk about how difficult, even if the Bulls did want to go
Right.
after DeAndre Ayton, that it would be, right? I'm gonna lay it out for you guys. So you've heard clearly what's rumored is that the Bulls could sign and trade Nikola Vucevic for DeAndre Ayton. Here's where I'm gonna debunk that rumor. when you're signing and trading a player, it's a rule called the base level compensation rule, right? So that means that half of their salary is the only amount that counts towards matching salary. So even if Vooch signed for $22 million, which is on the high end of what he's expected to get,
That's
only
still
$11 million of that would be counted towards matching DeAndre Ayton's $33 million. That means you would have to either include Zach or DeMar DeRozan for DeAndre Ayton. I get it. I'm not even the highest on DeMar. But if you tell me it's a good trade to trade Vooch and DeMar DeRozan for DeAndre Ayton, I will smack you and your mama. I will smack your I would dig up your granny and smack your granny. Do not come to me with that shit.
Godly. But yeah, especially when you like look at the breakdown of this contract, it don't get nothing but higher and higher. Like he got paid 32 this year, he's getting paid 34 this year, then the year after that he's getting 35.
So no,
So
I'm good on that.
that's not an easy trade to make, and what we'll have to get up to make it work, he ain't that good. So hell no.
Yeah,
He
so
ain't it.
It's not, and it's no. Let me not. There's a way that the Bulls can make it happen. Let me be clear here. Even without the Vooch, they could technically let Vooch walk. They could trade DeMar and Alex Caruso or something, and they could get DeAndre Ayton. But if you telling me that that's the best scenario, I get that Bulls fans hate Nikola Vucevic, but if you are that jaded to where you think that is a better deal than just re-signing Nikola Vucevic for about $16 to $18 million, you're stupid. I've been very even kill this season. I haven't really attacked very many people except players, and Jordan Crawford caught a body. But other than that, if you think that you're telling me that it's a better deal to trade those two players to overpay a soft ass 7'1" big man, you don't need to talk basketball. We don't need to talk basketball.
And another thing, because I've seen a couple people saying that they want Aiden. What is our biggest gripe with this team? Ain't no leader. There's nobody to tell somebody what to do. There's no rah dude. There's no dude when the times get rough. You want to bring him in? Like you said earlier, you want to bring him next to Pastor P? Two
passive people in the front court. Like, listen here. This is what I'll say. They would lead the league in passed up shots,
bro. It's gonna
lead the league in passed up shots.
Those two go equal Ben Simmons.
Could you imagine DeAndre Ayton and Ben Simmons front court?
There's just a lot of running and jumping.
That's
a lot of running and jumping, outlet passes, that's that's some good and bad IQ. How that works?
So we kind of debunked the Bulls. I've said how the Bulls could potentially get it done. I've told you guys why it's probably not going to get done. But now looking at this, just in fairness, let me ask you this: is there anything that you can talk into that it would make sense for the Bulls to go after DeAndre Ayton? Just to play devil's advocate for the Bulls fans that want DeAndre Ayton, is there any way that you can make that deal make sense?
Only if we had Zoe, a healthy Zoe.
I'll give you that.
If we had a guard, I wouldn't be totally against it. But the fact we ain't got a guard and just the shape of this team, no.
Okay. Fair.
There's nothing I could do to make that even kind of sound good.
Now, here's what I will say. I hope that the Portland Trailblazers go after him, and then we can get involved in a 3-team trade and get that pick.
Hey, for sure. Hey, and I'll do it for that for sure. Hey, work some magic with that. But when was the last time we was in a 3-team trade? Did we do those? Like,
when we sent out Laurie, that was our last 3-team trade. That was technically a 3-team trade.
And that was a whole situation for that to happen. We almost forced. We had to do that. So we just. I don't like this team, bro. This team just makes me mad, bro.
And here's the thing: I like hearing and seeing that the Bulls are willing to, reconstruct the roster just to do something. Because listen, like I said before, and I know a lot of people take it as like it's some you're trying to say DeMar DeRozan's terrible. No, but he's not the right player for this team at this time. It's just not. We had an opportunity, we didn't get it done. And I like that they're considering restructuring. But at the end of the day, the Bulls. The best thing that can happen for the Bulls this offseason is that they get a top 4 pick, because I think that's going to force them to go younger and now fit that younger player's timeline and to empower the younger players that we have on the team that we just haven't utilized very well. But otherwise, like it's let me not say that they can't do it, because AK could work some magic and something that I don't see. But overall, I just don't see them making the necessary moves that really. And they could probably make moves to where we're not a playing team anymore, but we're still not accomplishing anything unless you just want 4 years of first round picks. Then you trade for DeAndre Ayton. Other than that, you can't sell me on
it. It's just sitting back like you could create all the scenarios in the world that you could think of. You could play my GM all you want, but like I'm just sitting back and it's just like I'm just expecting to see the same thing. I'm really just expecting to see things. I don't think we're gonna do nothing. Like the way they talking, like this could be a bluff. All just the media. They know we hot on their trails. We know they've been talking crazy. They like that's one thing they ain't listening to us. Oh, they listening.
Mm-hmm.
They definitely listening. They just be throwing out smoke screens, bro. But like you say, there's a lot of things you can do to improve this team in multiple facets, but you got to pick a lane. And I don't know if they're willing to pick that lane, or even it's like almost like they're trying to not even like realize what lane they have to pick. It's either go older, go now for the now, or go young.
Yeah.
And they sitting here talking about we can still do it. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
Oh, if you think you got the best
Devin
roster,
says
go ahead.
he's 23 and still growing. Yeah,
Bro,
but not here. Like that's the thing. If we had a culture set, if we had a head coach that you're like, for example, if we had Pop, if we had Pop, whatever the front office wanted to do, I'd be like, listen, I believe Pop can coach anything out of anybody.
Hey, Devin,
we ain't got that.
Devin, who the hell has Billy ever grew anything into?
I had a joke for that, but that man got me canceled. I'm gonna go ahead and move right along. Let's see. First of all, Mark, go ahead and change your name back. We all know you're still Mark, brother. But he says, I'd much rather target Jaylen Brown. Well, that's not going to happen. Like, with the way that Jaylen Brown has performed in this playoffs, they're going to net back at least 3 first-round picks for Jaylen Brown, and that's with the change to the CBA. The Bulls just can't offer that. And you, like, unless they just are enamored with DeMar DeRozan, it's not happening. So I would love Jaylen Brown. That would absolutely be a better target, but it's not really a feasible target.
Yeah, I don't see that happening. Plus, you still get 1 more year.
Exactly. And he qualified for the Supermax too now. He can only sign that if he stays with Boston. I don't know if that's happening. Devin also says no chance at Wemby. I mean, we have chances. It's called a 1.8% chance, but I'm not holding out hope for
it's
that.
Called the NBA give us Wemby. That's what it's called.
It is. If they fix it. Is it time? It's like once every, like 20 years they fix something for us? We about 5 years early. It's probably not happening right now.
Yeah. 5 years early. God damn.
All right, let's see what else we got in the comments.
This is ridiculous, bro. It's sad that it's funny to me that it's not sad, but we talking about a player that we haven't even drafted yet. like bro. Not even with me out. I'm talking about the Blackhawks, dude. Like we got it Justin and Connor. I'm like, we got him. We
got it, but we got it. Says Ayton on an $18 million contract. Yes, sir. Ayton on his $33 million per season contract. Hell no. Ayton, even then, bro, like
I don't want him around my team.
16 and 10 for a career to me is not. I mean, I guess you can talk yourself into $18 million on that, but still, roster construction matters to me on that one. You have P. Will and DeAndre Ayton as your front court, bro. That's a front court that could develop into something. Let me say that, but you absolutely need a high level point guard. That's just
high level,
not just a service. Pat Bev ain't getting that done. You need a high level point guard for that. It ain't happening, bro.
Yeah, he had Rajon Rondo and still. I mean, not Rajon Rubio, and still wasn't doing as good as he was with Chris Paul.
Thanks. Debo asked, "Do we think that Zach LaVine will make an All NBA team?" Absolutely, he can. Especially if Zach LaVine plays even 75% of the season, like he played the last 40 games of this season, he's absolutely All NBA. Absolutely,
definitely possible.
Yeah. Hawks definitely getting caught. Oh yeah, that's happening. That's
happening. Hey, Buddy Cole too,
bro. Absolutely. Do you think Zach? Why I hate when y'all ask the same question? Be patient, motherfuckers. Be patient.
You do be skipping mugs though.
Shy Bulls podcast says his heart wasn't in Phoenix for a long time. I mean, Phoenix's heart wasn't in him either. They've been ready
I
to
don't know
let.
why they do that.
If it
I
wasn't
haven't.
for they couldn't risk, and that's kind of the nature of the NBA, right? Is the way that the salary cap works and everything is that you can't let a player just walk away for nothing. That's why they signed that they matched that offer sheet because it's better to go ahead and pay him at least 1 year at a bad contract and then move him in the offseason. You're getting more value back than what you ever would have gotten if you just walked away. So that's why they gave him that. But us, we don't have that. Like, no, it's a no here. No. Nothing to ask Steve-O. Steve-O over it already.
No, I'm looking at this one comment. I'm like, I'm
Go ahead,
trying
put it on the screen. If I don't see you, go ahead and put it on the screen.
because I'm gonna ask you this: if I'm the Lakers, why am I doing that?
I mean, let's say that the Lakers, let's say that they don't make the finals, right? And there's something that could be said about them having another player that could shoulder the scoring load. But I don't think that it's likely. But if they're willing to do Vanderbilt and Bamba for DeMar, I'm making that trade every day. Not because either one of those players are a better player than
You said
DeMar.
Beasley too.
I forgot. Oh yeah, absolutely. Like at that point, you're adding defense. You're adding a very good defensive wing in Vanderbilt who can guard. He can guard 2s, 3s, and 4s, maybe even some small ball 5s, and that's what you need.
Yeah,
I like
mean-
Beasley off the bench too, especially if you're moving Kobe into the starting lineup. I like that deal. What you think, Steve?
I mean, I like it, but like, I'm thinking if I'm LA, because if I'm LA, hell no, I'm not doing that. Yeah, but I'm not LA, so I don't know what Rob could. Rob could be like, hell yeah, I'll take tomorrow. So who knows?
Listen, Pelinka did so much to undo all the fuck ups he had at first with like this trade deadline. He undid every fuck up that he made.
That's what I'm
can't see
saying.
him making that same. They already traded and gave up a bunch of assets for a veteran that was over the hill, and that went left for them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You gonna bring in another person that can highly fuck up everything?
Yeah.
Like I'm just saying, like. Yeah, on paper it sounds right. Like he could carry the load, but like, can he do it?
No.
Like, are you gonna put him in the starting role? Like, to me, I can't see Bron, AD, and him on the starting lineup. That looks weird.
Mhm.
Like, I don't see how that offense works.
That's a fact. He said Minnesota got fleeced big time. Vanderbilt is a freaking pitbull. Well, they got Rudy Gobert back. Minnesota did. Then he went to the Utah. Then Utah traded him to the Lakers. Utah just wanted to be bad.
Minnesota fleeced themselves.
Yeah, Minnesota did that. Like they gave up. What was it? 5 first-round draft picks. They stupid, bro. They just stupid.
That's a new fool.
Yeah.
I don't need, bro.
Told you real confident, bro. I'm telling you right now. Just because it happened 3 other times, it's not happening, bro. And the Sox, listen, bro. The Sox right now could draft God, not even Jesus. They could draft God himself. It's
God ain't coming out here right now. God ain't come to this team. Why would he help us? Why would he help us?
Yeah, man, that's crazy.
We ain't prayed to him in 4 years.
Tough,
Jesus,
bro. Tough,
bro.
So
this city just godly.
I know we're not godly. We're hell, bro. Like that's what it is. We hell. It's not godly. That's the problem. God ain't looking. I told you guys before. God ain't listening. If y'all praying that the Bulls are going to improve, it proves that God is not listening to our praise. He don't care.
Yeah, you think I'm saying godly? I'm saying godly. There's a LEE. Like God damn.
Got you.
Like, yeah, because we just can't get it together. It's either one side got it and the other side don't got it, or we don't got it at all.
This is facts. V-Dog says, hell no. We deal with enough passiveness from P-Will from game to game. Ayton bucked against Book and KD. What will he do here? Listen, DeAndre Ayton is a player that I think needs to be humble. And I mean, maybe Book.
Who you say? Booker?
No. Did I say Book? I meant Ayton. Ayton needs to be
okay.
Humble.
How about that?
Not Book.
Okay.
Devin Booker is a beast.
He still need to be humble too. Shit.
I mean, he may need to. I think they just got humble, but they're about to retool that team. Keep in mind, we knew that team didn't have the bench to really go far. But it doesn't help at all when your $33 million player gives you nothing.
Not a damn thing.
But
so after we do with snakes.
But overall, we just wanted to do this quick live to kind of debunk, give some facts about the DeAndre Ayton to Chicago rumors. like I said, it's very unlikely that it happens just because of the way that the CBA works, the way that the deals would have to stack up. If anybody tells you we can sign and trade Vooch for Ayton, they don't know what they're talking about. Don't pay them any attention.
Not at all. Can't happen.
So, man, we'll see. We'll see though. Any parting words, Steve-O, before we get up out of here?
Hey, we just at this point we just watch it out of habit and hope. That's really what it is. It's a habit and hope. That's all. That's me as a fan. That's all I've been, habit and hope, and and the hope is fading away. So, hey, I don't know. I'm defeated.
Listen, this offseason I think is going to be the offseason that really tells me if we're in for a long, long time. Because keep in mind, like I think people forget too, the people that say fire AK or whatever, like there's never been somebody that held the position of AK that has held the job less than 17 years. That's the minimum. We had Jerry Krause who had it for 18, and then we had Paxson who held it for 17. Those are the only two people to hold that job since Jerry Reinsdorf took over the team.
Why is all our freaking franchises the same fucking way?
That's why I say, like, I'm telling y'all, like, real talk, it's not happening. Like, for people that like, it's not changing. For people like, it's just not. AK got him guaranteed at minimum 15 years of this job to get it done.
Bro,
we'll see how long those 15 years about to be.
The damn owner has a personal relationship. They talk on the phone with Billy and them. They ain't going there to damn out of nowhere, bro. We done. We stuck. We just here. It's doom and gloom.
I mean, listen,
hopefully,
the thing is,
hopefully a Derek come out of somewhere. Not Derek himself.
AK had a really good offseason in adding DeMar, Lonzo, AC, and that we had technically no cap space going into. Now, the roster didn't work out the way that we hoped it was going to, but he's shown that he is willing to make some changes. It never made sense to me, and I talked to somebody about this in the comments, like, you're never going to overhaul your roster every single summer. So the people that thought that the Bulls are going to make like this whole big bevy of moves last offseason to this trade deadline, it doesn't happen usually that way. Now, I will say this. You got until next trade deadline to give me something. If you don't give me something, at that point, I'm just like, hey, listen, it is what it is. I try to be level-headed. We'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens.
I don't know what level I'm at. I'm just watching. Like, it really is because, like, what can you do? Like, once you know what type of organization you got, I've always said, and I'm going to keep saying it starts at the top. It don't matter what talent you have, what coaches you have, what GM you have. It starts at the top. If you in it, everybody from the road down is not on one accord, you don't win championships. Damn sure don't be a goddamn dynasty. So,
and the thing is you can tell the difference between owners that care about winning and owners that care about the bottom dollar. And we have an ownership group that cares about the bottom dollar. That's what they care about. If they could win and make money, cool. But the thing is make money first. Whatever comes after making money. And the problem
that I make money winning.
That is my problem too, is because the Bulls, we're number one in attendance again, right? None of that money goes back into the team. And what I mean by that is that we were number 5 in attendance, we were terrible. We're number 1 in attendance, that means you're making more money. I get it, avoiding the luxury tax, but you're more than making up what you would pay in the luxury tax bill just by the nature of the Bulls just being relevant again. Much less if we actually imagine what it would be if we were winning.
I got what'd you say about this one right here? This caught my eye.
DeMar DeRozan for Julius Randle and Quentin Grimes, 22 point per game forward who's big, and they both shoot threes. Yeah, but did you see Julius Randle in the playoffs? Did you see Julius Randle every time he's been in the playoffs? Last time Julius Randle had a season where he got a couple of MVP votes, he did the exact same thing in the playoffs.
We got mad.
We have to stop building teams for the regular season. Like, yes, Julius Randle would give us some great play in the regular season, but guess what? We'd be right back where we were in first round exits with Julius Randle.
Yep. That's just a move down to get you so far.
Exactly. So
yeah.
I mean, it is what it is, bro. We real tough right now. Real tough.
No, we ain't tough. We huff. That's what we are. That's 100% huff. Because I'm sitting. I can't think of no scenarios. Like we can't go. We ain't no position to go fight to get a superstar. Ain't no superstar really available. It just, I don't know. I don't know.
Hope.
Like,
I told you the game plan is hope. We hope that something happens, but until it does, it is what it is. But we'll be right here breaking it down. You already know the number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. When news drops, we drop. I would have got this out earlier.
hold on. Come on, dog.
All right, Devin is definitely smoking dicks right now. I'm sorry, I hate to be frank. Like that nigga is smoking a pack of dicks, not even cocaine, dicks.
Ain't no way in hell you just said that confidently on him.
All right, we got to get up out of here. People tripping. It's Friday. I'm sure that y'all are doing y'all extracurriculars. We're gonna let y'all get back to it, man. Y'all follow Steve-O at Steve-O Speaks on everything. You can follow me at CEO Haize on everything. You can also follow the show at Bull Central Pod. We'll see you guys tomorrow with the mailbag episode. Peace, y'all.